Really, all you need to know are three things about your perceptions. First of all, your perceptions are a filter by which you see the world. You don't see the world the way it really is. You see it the way you think it is. Secondly, your perceptions are powerful. They're so powerful they'll prevent you from seeing the things in front of you. And finally, your perceptions don't change unless a significant event occurs. Well, today's going to be a significant event for you. So let's talk about the process by how our mind works. When we went to school, we learned that certain shapes had a sound and a meaning. We learned that the letter A had a sound, A or Ah. We memorized that shape, and then every time we saw it, we didn't have to relearn it. That's the way our mind works. As we went through school, we learned that that particular shape could have a different look about it or a different font. We learned script. We learned different things about it. But once we learned it, we stopped seeing it. Well, this occurs with everything around us. We stop seeing things. It's placed into our mind, into a pattern of perception, and then we forget about it. Today, what we're going to be looking at is how we can get around the way our mind works. All right, now I want to draw this entire chair. I can do it by using that one measurement. The way I do it, I'm going to show you two ways. This particular item is the proportional divider, and I mentioned it earlier. And the way it works is that you select anything on your piece of paper, on your reference photo, and you measure it. And then you take the line that you've already drawn, and you, wow, look at there. Every so often I do this right. Okay, you measure it and it's now matching. Now, if it isn't matching, I'll slide this back and forth until it does. Now, once I have set this from here to here is the same as from here to here, anything I measure on this particular chair, I can measure with the proportional divider. So, for example, how long is that leg? Well, it goes from there to down there, or it's going to be that long. Okay, so there's my chair leg. How wide is that chair, that part of the chair? Well, it's that wide, so I'll just go right here, and all right, now I've got the width, and I go down this far. Here, from here to here, at this point right here, I have the start of this shape going across here. Now I'm going to switch to another item that I would use in addition to this, and that is I would use a ruler, not as I'm measuring, but as a straight edge, because if you start getting angles, it changes things. If I place the ruler, and I'm going to use the edge of this piece of paper right here, and I place it like this, and I look at the location of this arm right here, notice that the arm is not level, okay? It's going slightly down. So that means in order to get this next shape right, I'm going to have to take it at a slight downward angle. So I'll just put that in as a holding place. Okay, so how long is that? Well, it sticks out about that far. Okay, so it's going to stick out about that far. So now I've got the start of where that arm is going to go. It's going to go back. Now, this particular pedal right here is actually up in here, and this is a cast shadow. So now that I've got some graphite on that paper stump, I can actually push that down and start to create the shadow of it, just using the graphite that I already had on this paper, this tortillon. Up here, let's see, it appears to be very dark up in there. And I've got a okay. Now, once I've got something going here, looking at this particular shadow here and looking at it over here, or even in the color version, I can clearly see this on my drawing, but I have to really look to see it over there. So if it's not dark enough, I can adjust it because that's a very dark shade. So I'll just push it back with my pencil so that it's only a suggested shape. Blend it. And if it's still too dark, or too light, sorry, I can do that again until it's only a suggested shade. The only way I know that that's got to be a certain value is because I've got this real dark area right in here that I'm filling in and taking over.